So, what are you going to walk away with that you learned that you can incorporate right away in your next presentation?
It's about the audience. For me, that
all
was
about
a very
them.
great. That was a great point.
All about them. I write that on the top of my page with big red magic markers sometimes. It's all about them.
It's almost like a conversation rather
It
than
is.
just one-sided presentation.
That's why you don't write. It's not a data dump, you know? But that's what it is a lot, and you know, you feel it, and it's hard to be engaged in that. So, yes, don't do a presentation, just talk.
And we want to support you to be the best doctors you can, and often being very efficient in clinic and having the clinic work well really helps you achieve your other goals, and we want you to have joy in practice. We want this to be a good experience for you.
Sign me up! Where do I get the job? Okay, good job.
It's the same about the LCI. We never got past the first slide. Like, I felt like, I'm going to get to slide 7. What am I going to do when I get to slide 7? I slide 1. And it
Right, but then you go home and practice, and you do exactly what we did, which is you talk about the slide, you don't read the slide, okay? No reading. Yeah, just those little phrases or a word. So I'm going to look down and I'm going to see Florida. So this is kind of the pacing. So you say, hi, I'm Larry, blah, 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 and now you're getting to your next point. I'm happy to be here, coach, 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 coach. Done with that. So my first point is Florida. I'm going to look down at my teeny little phrase, and I'm going to see Florida. And then I'm going to look up. And so when I was in Florida, and I was running back, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm done saying that. I don't know what I'm saying next. So I'm going to look down, and I'm going to say, what's something else?
That's what we need into passion for the game.
Passion. Okay, so maybe you just put passion. So blah blah blah. So that's what I did in Florida.
And then the next one we talk about educating the players.
Okay, so I'm going to look down now, because it's no big deal to look down and say Florida, blah blah blah. And now passion.
Hey, bro, you gotta have a rain.
You're not okay with it,
Do we need Gatorade?
Absolutely.
Thank you,
help
Coach.
yourself.
Thank you, Coach Bart.
Dang, I missed this one?
Yeah. The party's just started. Come on in. So then I'm going to look down and I'm going to say passion, and I have a big passion for the game. Something that's very helpful is to have stories and examples. And I know you're giving factual information, and you're giving a lot of important factual information, but if you can relate it at all to something else that has happened in the past, or a recommendation of a past situation, a hurricane or an earthquake or etc., that really helps, because stories, and people in every business do not use stories enough. Stories are incredibly powerful because our brain remembers first what we see and visualize. It remembers second how we feel, and it remembers third the words. So if you can tell a story or an example of something that relates to what you're talking about, let's say you're talking about a hurricane situation, and you can relate it to how a situation was handled with a past hurricane and how Abbott dealt with it, the decisions they made, the crisis plan, etc. Then people can go, oh yes, and they visualize the whole thing, and they can apply it. So stories, don't be afraid to use stories, past experiences, examples, because they can be very powerful. And actually that stays in our mind longer than just facts. It's hard for us to remember lots and lots of facts. And of course, most of the people that you're talking to, your audiences, are very left brain factual, and you need to be factual too. But that can have an incredible impact. Does anyone have an example of when they've used a past experience or a story that would help make the point of how something was resolved or options for a tactic that they said before. You say the data should be, what do you want to say in the data? And then so what, the insights, and then now what, the action. Less is more. So that's really important. What's also important up front is that you get buy-in. Why? Exactly what you said, Marissa, the why. They need to listen to you, what your goal is, and that has to be done right up front. So I said, would you like to get to the next level when you're speaking, no matter where you're at? Yes. A big mistake that people make, especially IT, engineering, doctors, people who have a lot of information, is they do this data dump and they do it right up front, like the more data, the better. And all data and all information and all facts are not created equal, right? So you have to think about what's truly important, but most importantly, right up front you have to say, why do you want to listen? What does this have to do with you? How does it affect you? How can you use this information? Because it's all about you. Like I said, I help a lot of people with their presentations, and you are excellent at your jobs or you wouldn't have them. I'm sure you are all excellent doctors, and what you do is unbelievably important. But that doesn't mean that you're comfortable standing up in front of 1,000 people talking. So it's a matter of rehearsing is really, really important for your audience, rehearsing. And rehearsing like the size of the room. So if you can get into the room and rehearse, and so I'm going to rehearse my energy and my eye contact all the way up there. Going through the lines in your head does not help. Reading your PowerPoint is called reading your PowerPoint. That's what it is. It's not preparing you to speak. How loud does that help you at all?